Hey everybody, so our day 3 of Women's History Month is going to be about Maya Angelou, someone else that I'm sure you're very familiar with. I'm sure a lot of you have read or listened to her read her poems. So Marguerite Annie Johnson was an American poet, singer, memoirist, and civil rights activist, like we talked about with Rosa Parks, the civil rights activism movement. In her early career, Maya began taking modern dance classes and met dancers and choreographers such as Alvin Ailey and Ruth Beckford. Alvin and Maya eventually formed a dance team called Al and Rita. After her marriage to Tosh Angelou's ended, who she was married to when she was dancing, Maya danced professionally in clubs all around San Francisco, singing and dancing to calypso music. Throughout Maya's childhood, she was always writing anything from essays to poems, so she found that inspiration as a young child. In the 1950s, African-American writers in New York City formed the Harlem Writers Guild to support the publication of Black authors. And during this time, Maya started to write her most famous work, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, an autobiography of her life, and that is also a poem called The Caged Bird. Eventually, her book was published and nominated for the National Book Award the same year. And some of her other works include And Still I Rise, On the Pulse of Morning, and The Heart of a Woman. And here are some fun facts about Maya Angelou. She spoke 6 languages, which is pretty amazing. She spoke French, Spanish, Hebrew, Italian, Fante, and English. She wrote and directed several movies, such as Georgia, Georgia, and Down in the Delta. And she was an avid chef and wrote 2 cookbooks, which that was something that I did not know. I think that's pretty awesome. And now here's Maya Angelou and many other significant figures reading her poem, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And I will see you tomorrow with another lesson.
A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the currents end.
And dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dare to claim the sky.
But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage.
His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing.
The free bird thinks of another breeze.
And the trade winds soft through the sighing trees.
And the fat worms waiting on the dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own.
But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, and his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream.
His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing.
The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown, but longed for still.
And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom.